Hey everybody! On this episode of Gaming and Collecting, me and Alex are returning to anime again, this time with another anime revisit, this time returning to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, to see how it's held up since the last time we talked about it. But anyways guys, on with the episode. So how you been?
Oh, I need to get a new computer, so sucks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate part about technology. It sucks and it dies and yeah.
I mean, like, this computer has lived a good life because the average lifespan of a PC is like 5 to 7 years, and my PC is 10 years old. Yeah, it's exactly 10 years old. So I would say it's living its good. It's doing good now. I can only have one tab open on the internet, or it shits itself. So I have my iPad with my my notes for today. So it's gonna be a little back and forward, but hopefully, since my computer seems to be cooperating, we can batch record a bit today.
Yes. And hope for the best.
Yes, but I already got the PC picked out. It's just, as you know, PCs
Money.
are expensive. They're like $2,000. Well, the one I want is like $2,000, especially because I want to get the protection. Like, especially the first year, you might as well pay for it. So I gotta like plan that out, but I'm still recovering from like not working for 2 months. But we're getting there.
Yeah.
Can you see? Do you see the? Oh,
Oh, your cosplay?
yes. Don't say what it is yet. It's gonna be a surprise. But I'm hand gluing to a dress. Hand gluing every single fucking one. And this room smells like glue, and I feel bad because I'm gonna have to keep Poopy out of it for a bit. Because there's so much glue, and she eats fucking everything. So
Yeah,
but
hear you.
This is just the front and the first layer. There's another flap of the dress they have to add feathers to, and then I have to do the bodice and then the back. So I need to buy. I think I actually have enough feathers. I'm gonna need more glue, or one of those devices that like squeezes the toothpaste out completely, but for this glue.
It's amazing that they create things for the most random life struggles.
Oh shit! Well, it's stuck to this, but like, look at it. It's like one of those like metal. This is literally the glue that we use to like gem crystals on my Irish step dresses, Phil. Which don't worry, I have some of those too. I'm gonna sparkle it, sparkle,
Nice.
sparkle.
Nice. It's been a while. We weren't able to record last week, so for obvious reasons we've stated. But
my computer shit itself. Like that day, like it was like bad. So Bill and I were doing like I was counting, and I would be at like Bill would be
2.
at 1.
Yeah, it was like a 9-second delay. It was bad.
It was really bad. So we're just gonna.
I can say we haven't done an update in a while. I got new figures for the waifu wall.
Oh, you did?
Yep, I got.
Oh, you ended up getting the stupid secretary lady.
Oh, this figure's kind of neat. Like,
it is a pretty nice figure. I won't lie. That's a pretty good.
It was also like $20. It's the Alina Clover from the Guild receptionist standing there.
That is a cute one.
I got it because
she's a vibe.
She's a vibe, and like if I was an anime waifu, that would be me.
Yeah.
And then I also got.
That's all of us a little bit.
And then because I've been saying it forever, I got Fern.
Nice.
So now Fern lives on my show. If anyone's like, you need to have more plants in your house, I have Fern.
Like, yeah, I got Fern. We're good. That's funny.
So I got new additions to the waifu wall. That's just what I call it now.
Yeah, it makes sense. Fucking weeb. Oh, so my friend John pranked me. Uh,
Okay.
Bill met my friend John not that long ago. But remember, I posted in the Discord. Well, we were shopping for manga, and I was at the Barnes and Noble, and I sent him that photo. Like, what was the name of that manga?
It's in our Discord. The because you resurrected the random manga covers.
Yeah, I did. I did. Now I fucking regret it.
After
Yeah,
school
after school
bitchcraft.
bitchcraft. So I get a message from my friend. There's something outside your house, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And then he's like, doorstep. I'm like, what? So I look and there's an Amazon package there, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? He just sent me the first 3 volumes of after school bitchcraft. So now I just have this cursed fucking objects in my house.
Now you have
What?
to read it.
No, I don't want to fucking read it because all the covers, like this one, all the covers fucking have like the number with the titty on. I don't fucking want to read that.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
So yeah, that's what they're all like.
Oh,
like,
that's lovely.
the thing though is it's not sealed, so like it can't be that bad. But like, I don't fucking want this.
The best part is,
sell
Alex,
it to get rid of it because then I have to be like, I fucking bought this and I did it.
Alex, the best part about this is you full and 100% deserve this. You asked for it.
I was joking. So he went to Anime Boston this weekend because he's in he lives near Boston. Like he lives closer to there. And he was like, "Why aren't you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to other ones this year." And he's like, "Boo!" And I was like, "Whatever. Get me a Gojo body pillow, just as a joke." Because, not kidding, when I went last year, there was this booth that just had every Jujutsu Kaisen character in a sexy body pillow. So I was joking about that. But then he bought me this, and now I just hate everything. Like, why? Who wrote that? Who wrote that garbage? Apparently it's from 2021. He did research on it. But now I don't know what to do with them. I'm not displaying those in my fucking house.
Sure you are. Alex, he could have sent you Metamorphosis. Let's be real here.
I would have rather had that.
No,
honestly.
Do you even know what Metamorphosis
I don't want to know. I don't want. Bill, tell me, does this look accurate, the cosplay?
Yeah, it's looking good so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shaking Crystals ASMR.
Did you see the news that broke the internet?
Yes, Bill. I saw that Solo Leveling got Anime of the Year, and it didn't deserve it.
Well, the funny part is, like, even like the Solo Leveling community are like, they're like, we don't deserve this.
Well, also, I feel like the thing about that too is that when the anime, like the voting came out for the anime awards, it was when Solo Leveling season 2 was running. And I think truthfully a lot of people voted for Solo Leveling for season 2, even though the fact that it was Solo Leveling season 1 was nominated for the award. And I'm sorry, but if you're comparing season 1 of Solo Leveling to Frieren and Apothecary Diaries, which Apothecary Diaries was, it didn't get like one award. I think it only got one award, and like that is a crime. It should have won Best Drama, and Frieren should have won Best Anime of the Year. I'm just saying it. But I think that is one of the main reasons is like the fact that season 2 ran concurrently with when the voting was happening.
Oh yeah.
And like, but it's not fair because like, do I think season 2 of Solo Leveling is better than season 1? Personally, yes. I think it's a lot more, it's more entertaining. But season 1 I think is also great. But do I think season 2 of Solo Leveling is still better than Frieren? No, I don't. Frieren is just better in every fucking way.
Like I could see arguments if Apothecary Diaries got it over Frieren, but Solo Leveling, no.
Yeah. Well, and like Solo Leveling won almost every, which I'm just like, I'm sorry, but Mao Mao should have been Character of the Year.
Yeah.
Mao deserved Best Lead Character of the Year. She is incredible. I mean, Sung Jin was great, but like, he's really like, he's not that interesting. Like, you're in it for like Everyone watches Solo Leveling for a reason. It's not because it's an incredible story. It's not because it's the most like amazing thing. It's just entertaining to watch. And that's the thing. It's like it doesn't have to be this amazing story, but it didn't deserve Anime of the Year. It didn't. Did not deserve it whatsoever.
Yep. But that's why it's all rigged anyways. And
yeah. Frieren and Apothecary Diaries were robbed.
Yes.
Robbed.
Yeah.
I might also be getting a high from the glue. It's really strong in here. The glue smell
have
is
the
strong.
window cracked?
No. Well, I mean, maybe crack the window.
You might want to do that.
Okay, Bill, do a quick crack break. Talk about something while I crack the window. Crack or barrel.
I don't even know how to continue this. Shit. Why don't you have the windows open?
Okay, I can't figure out how to crack the window. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna break it if I try. It felt like the window was gonna pop. I don't know. Did you ever crack the window while you were in here?
Yeah.
What? How? Is it a slide?
Yeah.
Like which way?
Well, I can't tell.
Well, like if you were facing the window, which way would you slide it?
Usually it's that side, and you move it to the.
All right, I'll try again. Be entertaining again.
Riveting podcast commentary. This is what happens when everything goes to poop.
I did it.
Good.
I did.
This is.
What? What did you say? Was that playing the whole fucking time?
No, I turned it on mostly after you said I did it.
Oh, fuck yourself. I did it. I opened the window.
You're the one asphyxiating yourself with the glue over here.
I mean, like, I kind of like it. It smells a little nostalgic because I remember Mom crystalling all my dresses. I can't wait to make this sparkle. I'm so excited.
I'm pretty sure our mother did the same thing and also asphyxiated herself.
Oh, so. I also gotta make like a little like clip to go on top of my head. So my thought is either I get a really thin headband and put the little thing. I'm not gonna say what because then it will take. People have to guess. Look in the Discord and guess what I'm cosplaying as. My friend John guessed someone from My Dress Up Darling. I've never seen that one, and it's not that one. No.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. That is on the list because like Slade's watched it and Matt have watched at this point, so I might as well check it out. But
Bill, but you could watch a better show.
I'm gonna watch JoJo's at some point. I'm not watching One Piece.
I wasn't even talking. What?
I'm not watching One Piece this year.
I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about a show that has my favorite intro song. Welcome to Demon School of Rumor.
I'm good.
The pump. No satisfaction. I watched that this year so it can count on my favorite songs.
That's not even really the one that annoys me. It's the fucking ending theme that annoys me.
No, it's the intro one that annoys you. The pump, it's the intro. You've never heard the ending ones. What's the ending sound like?
I don't know. It's the one that's like da 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 da.
Yeah, that's the intro, not the ending.
I don't know. Either way, it annoyed me. But yeah, other than that, I don't really got any other.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast is available on all your favorite podcasting platforms, specifically Spotify.
No. So we do have a topic for this episode.
Damn it, I was trying to be frozen, but I blinked. Wait, Bill, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking
Where's the
Liquid
music?
Death playing.
I can't hear it.
Well, it's there.
Give us a fact.
This ruthless tallboy of flavored sparkling water has twisted plan to use natural agave and exploding bubbles to murder your thirst and recycle your soul.
Murder my thirst.
I know Liquid Death is overrated. I know it's probably too expensive, and it's not the greatest water ever, but I like it. It's in a can and it's bougie and it's fucking metal as fuck. So I drink Liquid Death. Yes.
Hey, you're not using plastic.
That's fair. Oh, except if I was earlier, but yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm drinking. What are you drinking?
I am drinking water.
Glue. Glue.
No, that would be eating. I'm drinking water from a water bottle because I don't have a fancy drink today. But I have some water bottle facts. Well, just some water facts. I found just water.
You get one.
Nearly 97% of the world's water is salty or otherwise undrinkable. Another 2% is locked in the ice caps and glaciers. That leaves 1% of humanity's needs. All its agricultural, residential, manufacturing, community, and personal needs. So 97% of the water is salty, 2% is locked in glaciers, and then 1% is the stuff we use every day. So conserve your water. You're pure, or you have to drink the salty ocean water. Drink the salty ocean water.
There's also things called sewage treatment plants where they treat it to make it drinkable again.
But did you see? I keep getting advertisements for it. They're doing a Ocean Gate documentary on Netflix. That was the sub, that Titanic sub.
Cool. There's probably like 100 on YouTube that are probably going to be better. So
I can't wait to watch it.
There is literally hundreds on YouTube that are probably better.
I don't care. I want to hear about well, it's going to be more centered around the guy rather than like the tragedy. More just the guy Eric and how he's like a piece of shit. And I just can't wait to watch it.
Well, he's technically a splatter in the ocean, but
yeah. Well, he's probably eaten by fish at this point. Whatever was left of him.
If there was anything left, but
apparently there was some stuff left because they did find it, and there was human.
Yeah.
There was human remains. They did. So I read that.
Lovely.
I was very invested in the sub. Well, I knew they were dead. I totally fucking knew they were dead when it happened. I'm like, they're dead.
I knew they were in trouble.
I would never do that.
I'd do it only if it was with professional people. And
I don't care. The ocean. You do not mess with the ocean. The ocean will win. Anyone who tries.
I have no desire to go see the Titanic because, like, frankly, it's a grave site. But
yeah, that's one thing too. You're disturbing a mass grave site.
It's not a war grave though, so it's not like a protected site in the same way.
Yeah.
But
it kind of should still be, but
because Titanic's sister ship is a war grave technically.
Interesting.
That one you can dive. That one you can dive to though, which is crazy.
That is one thing where like I see those videos of like divers and like deep. I'm like, I'm like one of those people who fears the underwater and the ocean.
Well, it's actually really crazy because like I was watching a video. It was like this weird like series on like YouTube that was the fucking water music still playing. I was watching this like series on YouTube that was
keep it going.
It was like a National Geographic where it was like they were draining the ocean with like computer generated imagery and like they were showcasing like shipwrecks and stuff, and they did one on the Titanic sister Britannic.
Mm-hmm.
Britannic's actually, because of where it sank and like the temperature of the water and like the shallowness, it's actually like preserved in like all this coral and like algae that's not eating it as fast. So like the Britannic is mostly still like you like look at images of it and it still pretty much looks the shape of the ship. Like it doesn't look like a mass like twisted sheet metal like Titanic does. It's also like not like disintegrating nearly as fast.
Yeah. Well, it's the water pressure too.
pressure, but also like it's mostly the rusticles, like which is that like bacteria that's just eating the steel.
Mm, interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting read. I was like watching it, but
Hmm.
yeah,
You don't mess with the ocean, people. It's
no.
not to be tempted with. Leave it alone. I went on a bike ride this morning.
I just thought of the Friends quote with Ross on a boat. He's like, "You must respect the sea."
Yes, you must. I'm with Ross. You must respect the sea. The sea will kill us.
They were
The sea
making
will
fun of him
take
for wearing
over.
two life jackets.
I'm with him. I am
So
with
you went
him.
on a bike ride this morning.
I did. I did. I only did 14 miles. I just did the one down the street and then a little bit farther. And then when I first left my bike ride, it was like 50, 40-ish range. When I ended my bike ride, it jumped to 60 and I was wearing too much layers.
Yep,
But in the morning it was fine. Like I needed those layers, but I was like, "Oh, I'm too hot. I'm going to go back." So I went back. But
fun.
no, it was good. I went on 2 bike rides this weekend. The same spot. The key down the street is to go early, but regardless, there's always just those 1 or 2 people who just like
Won't
don't
get out of the way.
Well, it's like, and I totally get like, if it takes you a little bit, but when you just walk in the middle, when it's like people are going, regardless of if you're walking or biking, like there's other people coming the other way. Like stick to one side, don't walk right in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah. And don't like give someone a face when they ring a bell at you because they're trying to alert you they're behind them instead of just coming up on you and be like, "Hi, I'm behind you."
just do like in Captain America: Winter Soldier, like to your left,
I did
to your
I had
left.
to. I had to at some point. Uh yeah, but for the most part, everyone's pretty chill. There's not that many people when I went. It was like I went at like 7:38ish. I
Hmm,
started. Yeah. But now I'm
nice.
kind of tired.
It happens.
Good night.
So, anyways, we do have a topic for this episode. We're doing another anime revisit. Alex is dead, so I guess we'll just go on without her.
I'm sleeping.
Um, we're doing another anime revisit. The whole idea with the anime revisits is we don't want to. So we did one
We're gonna
season.
stretch our content. No, just
Well,
kidding.
then like it's kind of bizarre to do like anime swaps on shows we've already done because we did that for Spy Family, and I just kind
Well,
of
and
like,
like kind of the goal of Anime Swap is for me and Bill to pick shows that like the other might not necessarily watch. And then
yeah,
usually for me to like win because every show I've picked, Bill's ended up being it's one of Bill's favorites. So ha, I win. I win the stats. We should have stats of how many times I've won. Because I don't think I'm gonna win the anime like number of shows this year, but because Matt is cuckoo. He's crazy. He's determined to win. And I'm determined to just watch not as terrible shit as I did last year.
lovely.
How many
But
is he at?
I don't remember. I'd have to double check what he said on the pod. But yeah, it's yeah. So like the revisit series is something we're trying to do now, where we'll pick a show that we've previously talked about, and we'll cover. We'll kind of revisit it now that more seasons have come out. Because we had previously done this with My Happy Marriage. We
Yeah.
talked about this the second season. For this one though, we wanted to talk about an anime swap we did. How long ago was that? We did that swap.
Did we do a swap with season 2 of that time we
Well,
were or season
no,
3?
no, we did. It was a swap. We did not season three because we're talking
Oh,
about season three.
we did the movie.
We okay. So this anime swap was that time I was incarnated with the slime and Kaguya-sama. And we just kind of did the entire shows that was out at that point.
Yes.
Which for Kaguya-sama was the 3 seasons, and then for Slime at the time it was season 1, 2, and the OVAs. The movie hadn't come out yet, but we did cover the movie into 3 anime films
Yeah.
later on. We have not talked about the Slime Diaries or season 3 though.
Yes.
So yeah, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. This one
Was
was
it my
kind of
it was it my pick?
I so that swap was kind of like a we kind of just were like
Well, I know I watched it before you. and I said you should
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah,
So I believe it was my pick,
I
even though
think
I had
we
already watched Kaguya-sama,
yeah, I think
but
we
you
had
just chose
assigned that
this
to
to
you.
pick.
I think we had assigned that to you just because I had started watching Kaguya at the time, and so we were just
Mm.
like, yeah, we'll do slime after because that was when we were still in the apartment.
Yes.
But yeah, so
Was
yeah,
that when we were only doing the first couple of episodes, or were we doing full
no,
seasons?
we were doing full series by that point.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
because remember the one we did after that was Black Clover and Yu Yu Hakusho,
Ah,
which we
yes.
learned right
The
away. We were like,
longy.
we learned right away. We were like, we'll not do this again.
Yeah.
You remember
Well,
the
it was
original?
worth it for having you watch Black Clover.
Oh, it was worth it. I enjoyed Black Clover, but and you enjoyed Yu Yu Hakusho. That's one of the few my picks that you really liked.
Yeah. Urmeshi.
What's hilarious is our original plan for that one was Dragon Ball Z, and then I looked at the episodes. And I went, let's do Yu Yu Hakusho instead.
Yeah, and then I watched Dragon Ball Z this year, and it sucks.
Oh, shut it.
It sucks bad. Just kidding. It doesn't. I mean, a lot of it did, but like the blue arc was fun.
It's just really funny.
In the taxi in the driving school OVA, but I did fall asleep a couple times.
Anyways, so
I
guess
mostly do this just to mess with Matt since it was my pick, and you guys forced me to watch it, and I'm not happy about it.
well, you guys forced me to watch Attack on Titan, and I'm still not sure how I feel about that one. So
That's at least good. That is good content, Bill. Like, I mean, it makes you feel things. Dragon Ball made me feel sleepy.
anyways, so
Were you falling asleep in Attack on Titan?
no, I was just confused.
Exactly.
But yeah. So that time I got reincarnated as a slime is actually over 10 years old now because the light novel. It's based off of a light novel series originally.
I'm huffing this to get rid of the the glue smell.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Well, I wasn't sure if they could hear me sniffing, so I wanted to explain my actions.
But yeah, it was originally a light novel that started in 2013 and ended in 2016. Before it eventually got a manga adaptation in 2015, which is still going as of now. And then
Did the anime come out before the manga?
No, because the anime then came out in 2018. So a couple of years later.
Popeyes.
Yes.
Sorry, they sent me a notification. I have their app.
Fun. So yeah, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Interesting series created by an author named Fuse.
Fusion.
It's an isekai. Just a brief recap of the previous talk. It's an isekai where a guy gets murdered and he gets reincarnated.
Yes. He doesn't get truck-cooned. He gets stabbed.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed by a random person on the middle of the street.
Trying to save somebody else and then dies.
And his last words are, delete my hard drive. So you already know where the show is going.
Yeah. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is one of the better isekais, I'd say, like, because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah. But it's also a pretty fun world, too. I feel like, too, season 1 is still my favorite season of all of them, just because I think Matt actually talked about it in one of our year-end
retrospectives.
Year-end retrospectives. And like just talking about like how the whole building the town, I feel like is the funnest part. And like not that season 2 or season 3 is bad, but I just felt like that's the best spot for me when they're really
the way I will put it with the seasons is season 1 is the best overall in terms of flow.
Yes.
Because season 2 kind of like is a bit all over the place because we get like the early like the battle, spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it, but we get like the early battle stuff. Then there's like the whole him becoming the Demon Lord arc, which takes the whole scene where he murders like millions of people on screen, which is insane.
I mean, the thing is, the battle is like it's like the unprovoked, like people don't like that there's a town of monsters, so we're just gonna get rid of the town, and they kill Shion. But don't worry, she's back.
Oh yeah, she comes back better. But
Yeah.
like you
Well,
the
because
whole
the main reason like Rimuru became he didn't really care about wanting to become a demon lord. He only became a demon lord with the chance to bring everyone, mostly Shion, back to life.
yeah. Which is really funny too, because like the whole like the thing with like Rimuru's gimmick is he's a slime, but like he's able to like he has enough like power that he's able to give people names, which is the way that like people become
Yeah,
like
that's like the kind of the powery system in this world is that if you have a name, you're automatically level up and are more powerful. Because
hmm.
like that's kind of the routine of what happens. Like he first meets the goblins, and the
Well, before that though, you got to remember his
oh yeah,
first real encounter is he
oh yeah,
meets
true. His first
Veldora the Storm Dragon, and they just become bros.
yes. And he's just like, I could eat you, and then like you could like just hang out with me. And Veldora's like, yeah, why not? And that's literally where it goes. And then after he counters the goblins, and like that's where he kind of learns about the whole naming thing. Because I guess one of them, their brother who was dead, I believe at that point, had a name. So he was the strongest of them. So then he meets them, names them, and then their conflict ends up meeting the wolves, which become a big thing too. So it's like
Rimuru
he
has
keeps making more friends.
Rimuru literally has like a better version of like Naruto's Talk no Jutsu, where he just befriends everybody and makes his army stronger.
Yes. No,
Because he
and
like,
like everyone's obsessed with him too. Like once they become a Rimuru fan, like they make slime merchandise, they make slime shaped objects. They live, laugh, love Rimuru like I live, laugh, love Cracker Barrel,
well, it's
which Bill
crazy too.
ruined.
Because I, I'm sorry, I got
we'll
sick.
talk about that on the next one.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, like
Stay tuned.
the fun thing too is like when a character gets named, they get their appearance changes drastically. Like my favorite is like the old goblin.
Well, they evolve because like they go
Yeah,
from goblins to hobgoblins, and then I think like the wolves go from like just like dark wolves to like dire wolves. I
and
think
then
it's what it is.
the what are the main like the group? They're ogres, is it or
I think they go from ogres to like a it's like a Japanese word. I can't remember. Um, I'm trying to
yeah.
find them.
1 second, I'm bringing up the.
Just be careful because the wiki pages can just fucking take you to virus websites.
Oh, that's why I'm just using regular Wikipedia.
I couldn't
Um,
find them on the character list.
yeah, it's a little weird how it's written. Okay, so they're Onis. They become
Oh
yeah
yeah, they were like,
yeah.
what were they before?
They were ogres, and then they became Onis after he named
Well,
them.
no, they can't become a Kijin.
Sure, yeah, yeah, that's what it
I think
is.
that's the word. That's like the Japanese word I was thinking of. But yeah, so each time they evolve, they get they like each time they name they get evolved because it's even like there's the lizards who were like the the firelit and they become like fire salamanders or something.
Except for
So
that one, the girl one that just becomes hot.
well, no, some of the other ones do too.
I love some of the words like lizard lady. Oh no, she's hot. Like out of nowhere. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and we kind of like it's pretty early on. Like it gets established. Like there's a ton of characters throughout the series, but like the specific ones are like mostly the Onis. They're kind of like his main group, and then there's like specific goblins like Gobta, the best
Gobta
character.
and Rigurd.
Rigurd, his wolf buddy, um, pretty much like all the characters like get like these defined
Well, there's
personalities.
Gabiru.
Yes.
Gabiru is the lizard man, and
Well,
then
he
there's
already had a
Geld.
name. See, he already
Geld,
had a name though, like when he was first encountered.
yes, but some of the other ones weren't. Uh, and then like, but the beginning is mostly just building the town, and they meet some quirky characters. Like they end up meeting Malim, which she ends up being one of the demon lords. She's like, Rimuru, be a demon lord, and Rimuru's like, I don't want to. Wait, you cause a lot
Yes.
of destruction.
Yeah. Then of course there's Shizu, the mysterious lady that Rimuru falls in love with.
Yeah. Well, because there's also Rimuru was reincarnated, but there was also people from his time or other worlds maybe who were just summoned
Mm,
as well. And Shizu was one of those people who was summoned. So there's a lot of dynamics in the show. Like there's a lot of different there's a bunch of otherworlders. Like she's one of the otherworlders.
mm,
And like there's a plot point too because at one point Rimuru leaves the village to go teach these young kids but also to help them survive because if they don't like because Shizu had like bonded with like a soul of a creature or something. So he had to basically help the kids with that. So that they wouldn't die.
mm.
It's fucked up.
But unfortunately, Shizu's time was limited, and unfortunately, she had to go. So her solution to that is she has Rimuru absorb her,
Yeah.
and that's how Rimuru gets his human form.
Yeah, and that's why he kind of looks a little feminine.
Well, he's we say he because the show kind of gives up on trying to call him genderless because he starts out as genderless, but eventually he just kind of becomes a he. Like he's
Yeah,
still
they do use like he program, but technically like
he could be whatever he
he's
wants.
slime. He's slime.
The only reason I say he is because they literally just do in the show for most of its run.
Yeah.
And he technically started out as a man, and he still thinks of himself as a. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's a slime.
Well, because he was a man in the other, so he like identifies as a man.
Because he turns himself into like a woman at one point, and he gets like squicked out by it because he looks like she's doing. He's like, nope, no, 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 you're not gonna do that.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the funnest part of the show is the main cast of characters, like especially with the uh the Onis or the orcs or no, not orcs. The Onis
yeah.
or the Kijin. They are the funnest like cuz like
Well, you
there's a
got
huge joke of like what Shion can't cook and
yes,
Benny Morrow just constantly tries to get Rimuru in trouble when it comes to her cooking and he's like fuck you Benny Morrow. And they're just bros. They
yeah. Benny
the
Maru's fun. My favorite, of course, of the Onis is Shuna. I love Shuna.
yes. I like the old man one,
He's
Hakuro.
fun too. They're all fun. And then there's the who's the blue haired one. He's fun
Soe,
too.
and then the forgotten one, Kurobe.
Yes, yes. See, I love that. There's also a fun dynamic where like everybody loves Rimuru,
Yes.
but the main particular ones are Shizu and Shuna. I mean, not Shizu, Shion and Shuna. Shizu's dead.
Yes.
Um,
It's Shion and Shuna. And yeah, and there's some other ones too. But they're not as major.
well,
Or they're
there
just
are
like
the only other one that's kind of significant is Diablo, but that's a one sided thing.
nah, Diablo's great. Yeah, because he comes late. He comes with the whole demon thing. So it's basically the show is like Rimuru makes a bunch of friends and is building a happy town. And if you mess with his town, you're gonna die via demon sacrifice.
Yes.
Um,
But yeah, we'd covered obviously the first two seasons, like because season two basically ends with he becomes the demon lord now because he defeated what's his face, that useless guy.
yeah, the king of the other empire, and they brought in the extra otherworlders, which basically caused all the problems and started the fighting.
Mm,
Um, yeah, it was like the whole empire that just was mad. They're like, "Ooh, Monster Empire is taking our trades. Fuck them. We gotta kill them." That's basically it.
yeah, yeah, because season two ends with that huge climax where they go to he becomes the demon lord, and then he has to basically to truly get recognized, he has to kill off one of the other demon lords.
Yeah, which was we had seen them a couple times. They were like the Harlequin Quartet or something.
Yeah,
Harlequin Alliance.
yeah, I'm bringing it up now.
Trying to remember.
Trying to find a website that doesn't suck. Um,
Yeah.
what was his
It's harder
stupid?
on my iPad.
Oh, Clayman, that was his name.
Clayman, yes, Clayman and his group. Which it turned out Clayman was just kind of the puppet for someone else, like his true master. Um,
Also, one of the quote unquote demon lords is actually the assistant of the actual demon lord because she just doesn't feel like doing anything at the
yes.
moment. My other favorite character, Luminous, the
Mm.
crazy lesbian vampire, and I love her.
Um, season I feel like season 3 Uh, season 3 was interesting. Well, because then we had the OVA, which was basically sent around like the.
Butt wrestling.
Oh no, I was talking about the Visions of Colossus. I don't
Oh, the
discuss.
good, the
I
good,
don't
the good,
discuss the
the
garbage
good
ones.
the good OVA.
Yes, I don't
Yeah,
discuss the garbage.
well, you didn't like butt
Um,
wrestling?
no. Um, cause I'm. This is bad. I can't remember what season 3 was about. In all honesty,
Season 3 was about he's now the demon lord, so now they're building up and they're forming their relationships because they have to plan on this big festival. And there's also
oh yeah. Oh, because
there's
this is the
also
Holy Knights drama, which got
yeah,
resolved. Also, like I gotta say, that was kind of one of my gripes. Is that it felt like that was resolved way too quickly.
season 3 has a weird pacing, I will say, because the first half is all about the Holy Knights, then the second half is about the festival, and
Well,
in between that is a lot of meetings.
yeah. Well, it also just to me felt like just the turnaround of I'm trying to remember her name. Um,
Hinata, I think.
yeah, of Hinata going, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you too. Cool. I'm in your town now, and I'm enjoying the festival. I don't know. It felt too quick. Like I felt like they needed to piece her in a little bit more in season 2. Like she had that big fight in
Hmm.
season 2, but other than that, it was just kind of like she's here.
Yeah,
She's here now, and everything is good. We've resolved our conflict. Boom, problem's over.
I think another problem too was like you really have to watch that OVA to get some of the backstory with that whole setup too.
Yeah, but even then, after watching it too, I'm just like, I don't know. It just felt like it got resolved way too quickly.
It
Personally,
does well
it's my
because
complaint.
it's one
It's
of
not
those
a perfect show. Slime is not a
well, no,
perfect
it's not.
show.
There's no such thing as a perfect show.
No, there
Um,
is. One
whatever.
Piece.
Um,
Attack on Titan.
that's kind of
Slime.
one of
I'm
that's one of
just
the
fighting everyone today. Oh my god.
but that is inherently one of the issues with Rimuru's characterization is he's too good at what he does.
Yeah. I do feel like he's almost a little too perfect at times.
Because he really hasn't had a moment of failure. Like his biggest moment of failure was literally Shion's death, and if anything, that just triggered him to become even stronger to the point where now he's like OP as fuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is what I feel like in season 1 or 2 it was more of because the things he was doing were a little bit simpler and not as complex as they got in season 2. You could almost ignore the fact cuz you could counteract it with like, oh, he has knowledge from living in a world that was civilized and everything. So he can just kind of go into this a little easier, but at this point it's almost like okay, like now he's not really human anymore. He's kind of full demon slime at this point. So
Mm.
when things just work so easily for him, it's almost like it doesn't feel fully right, I guess.
Yeah, it's the biggest complaint I have with season 3 is it almost needed to be longer somehow.
Yeah. How many episodes was it? Was it 24 or just 12?
It was a 24, I believe. It was definitely a long season. Like it was a two-parter.
Huh.
Um, there was a lot of office time of like meetings though. The meetings really front way this season.
That meeting room was used a lot for
Yeah. There was some great character moments in there, but it does take up most of the early season because it's not till
I,
the
I love that his age is 3 to 4 on the wiki.
oh who Reamer.
Rimorous.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically, I guess.
It's just funny. Shion, pedophile. Anyways, he's a child. Um,
Oh, we don't know how it works in this universe. Also, Rimuru doesn't show interest, so it doesn't matter.
no, yeah. The
Um,
only person he showed interest in really was
Shizu.
Shizu. Yeah.
That being said, though, like there's they later on in the series, we start getting like big character development moments. Like there's Benimaru has to go like off because there's like a mountain that's like in the middle of like where they want to make this like tunnel, like trade tunnel.
Mm.
but they have to like befriend the people that live on top of it,
Oh, it was like the crow. Oh, I remember them now. Yeah, like the
and
the
we
Tengus,
yes, and we
which for
find out
some
that
reason the girl is like a fox, which I thought was weird.
well, because it is weird because like the girl, like the daughter of the head of the Tengus, is apparently also the daughter of the old Oni
Yes.
because they had a fling, and then this is
Oh,
his
of Haku. Yes.
yeah. There's that fun thing. But then we also get like there's like this weird love triangle that gets made between Benimaru, that snake lady, and the daughter,
Yes.
which is just it's funny because Benimaru wants nothing to do with it.
Neymar's like, I just want to live and like fight and mess with Rimuru. That's it.
Well, because there's a great scene where Rimuru kind of like trolls him, where he's like, "Oh, okay, then the winner here gets to be with Benimaru, and he has to take them as a wife." And he's like, "I didn't agree to this." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, is that how it works, Rimuru?" And then it pans over to Shion, Shuna, and Diablo standing there. They're like, "Oh, is this how it works?" And I'm
I
just
love
like,
how they fully include Diablo in the love in the
"Oh,
love.
it's just really funny because they pan over and you see Shuna, and then it pans over Shion, and then Diablo's just standing there. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here.
That's incredible. I love it.
Yeah. We also should talk about the group of humans that were sent to fight Rimuru, and Rimuru just opens arms, like lets them in, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, you could be friends." And they're
Well,
like,
that's one thing too. Is like Rimuru's like pretty much and that's actually a big plot point. Is that in the beginning, Rimuru is really trusting to humans because he still feels human on the inside, and it actually takes him kind of like it takes Shion's death and the death of many others for him to realize he's like, okay, I'm not human anymore. I can't be this as trusting and almost protective to them because I'm going to hurt the people I care about.
yes, yes. I'm trying to remember what the name.
Well, one of them actually, she isn't actually human because one of them's like an elf.
Because there always is an elf. Yes. What were their names again?
It was Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the one who was the elf, and then was related to the elf family because that gets drawn in. But then there was the other one, which had like the girl who became like who was the witch. Witch. What did they call it? Like when they were like partially demon. All I know is claiming at her heart, and she was like had to do bad things.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find them on this wiki, but it's
I just would give up at this point because we're just kind of stale air. But yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of good relationships and stuff. It's a fun show. Like, I feel like we both really enjoy it. Did they announce season 4?
So they've announced season 4 and another film. And
okay.
The second film, I believe, is going to come out first because the films are technically canon because during the party in at the end of the festival, there's a scene of them all at the bar, like partying, and you can see the characters from the movie in the background. So they did happen.
Yeah. And realistically, you could fit them into the timeline at some point.
Yes. We also should talk about the Slime Diaries a little bit because the Slime Diaries was super fun.
I wonder if they'll do another season of that.
I don't know. I'd like that just because it'd be more content and it would give them more time to actually work on the main season.
Well, especially too, like Slime Diaries, it's not like a full. It's like a little shorts show.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a breath of fresh air season. It's I know it's a show you've never watched, but there's a series called Full Metal Panic, and the second season of that show is literally just a slice of life high school rom-com like romance thing before it goes back to weird mecha shit. It's kind of like
full-length episodes, or were they only like
they were if they were they might have been a little shorter, but they were still pretty much full length.
Okay. I just couldn't remember because I equate it more to like Bungo Stray Dogs has like Bungo Stray Dogs all the seasons, but then it has Juan, which is like the silly shorts that take place like somewhat inside and outside the story, which are more designed to like make you laugh and are just comfort stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
like
because
at the end of like or at the end of like the Clover clips.
see, these were more long, full length
Oh
episodes. Like
yeah,
this,
but it's like in content wise, it's not really affecting the show. It's just more silly goofs and gaffs to
yeah.
watch in between.
It's the Slime Diaries takes place in between season 1 and 2, so before Rimuru becomes a demon lord, but and before like the attack, but like after like everything's established. So like you got like all the characters we know and
Basically, the
love.
town looks great.
Yeah. Everybody's got their forms and stuff, and it's all shenanigans. It's basically we get a whole bunch of fun stuff. Like it's all unserious. Like there's a joke where um the ghost of Shizu comes to visit. No one can see her; she's just observing. And
Yes.
then she's like, "I wonder where Rimuru is." And then he runs by in a bunny girl like costume, screaming, "Why is everything Skippy?" And then Shizu just has this look on her face, like, "And this is now where I leave."
Yep. She's like,
Just
thanks for absorbing my body and putting that on it.
yeah,
Thanks.
just such goofy, and it was all Shuna and Beyond being themselves.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think it's literally called "Don't Do That with My Body." That's what
something.
I found the clip pop up, and that's literally what it says. I typed in Slime Diaries, and that popped right up.
Yep. Yeah, just fun stuff like that. Like Gobda gets his own like spotlight episode where he creeps on the girls and gets his ass kicked the entire time.
Yes.
Um,
But it's not like full story. Like they're just silly kind of little storylines that I think they
it's
compile into a full episode, but it's never like it's not an ongoing story. It's just
no,
silly.
it's literally slice of life, like filler world building
Oh,
stuff,
like it's in junior high. Except not in a high school setting.
and
But
also
just silly dumb shorts.
canon.
Yes.
Um, yeah, that's really about it for the series now. Like I've been reading the manga as well. The manga is pretty faithful to the anime. Um,
Yes.
art style's fun. I really I think the big appeal to slime that time I got reincarnated as a slime is the characters more than anything.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we can both say that the isekai, especially the reincarnated as a blank genre, is very saturated at this point. Like, there's that spider one. There's of course the vending machine, which
See, the
that one's
vending
great.
machine is just funny because that one completely takes the piss out of it.
But there's so many of them now that
Yeah.
like it is pretty oversaturated, and you have to stand out to be successful. And I think this one has definitely stood out just for being comedic, but also having good story and storytelling and well written characters. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty good watch.
Like I
I
will
mean,
say,
it has to stand out in the genre
like one of my
because there's so
favorite
much garbage.
one of my favorite moments in season 3 was the scene where his little like computer buddy who kind of runs it's basically the system from Solo Leveling, but like as a personality.
The
Um,
system, but it's sassy.
yeah, I forget what he names it. I think it's like
Well, no, it's like it started out as because it also evolved.
yeah,
It
it
also
gets because
evolved.
it gets a name later on. I just forget what the name was. Um,
Uh,
Raphael, because
yes,
it was originally the Great Sage, and then it becomes Raphael. And
yes,
there's a point where like Raphael turns off Rimuru's like protection from like alcohol so he can get drunk one episode, and it turns into a fucking disaster.
yes. Well,
Uh,
and it's also like Rimuru will ask stuff, and like Raphael will explain it, and then Rimuru's like, like either like he's like, I'll like fucking believe you or something, and then like they get all mad, and then like when Rimuru gets proven wrong, Raphael's just like, told you so.
yeah, I also love when like Rimuru's like do this, and it's just like denied. Like
Yeah.
it's like no.
I
Uh,
love whoever voices like the robot voice. Oh,
the
does such
Raphael's
a good
voice.
job.
It is Mallory Rodick.
She does a great job.
What else has she done?
I said jump.
Well, no, that's Rimuru. Yeah, well, we discovered that the lady that voices Rimuru, uh, Brittany Carboski, was also the I said jump girl from Ghost Stories, and I can't
The
unhear it
bunny
now.
girl.
Yeah,
I said jump.
I can't say half her quotes because they're
Jump,
bad.
jump.
I
I
said
said
jump.
jump.
Um, yeah, I love everything. This is probably my favorite isekai, just because it's serious enough that it's not completely a joke like Konosuba is.
Or the
But
vending machine.
well, that one is just taking the piss out of it. Konosuba has a plot, but the whole gimmick with that is it's what if imagine an isekai where everyone sucks. Like
Hmm.
that's the gimmick with Konosuba.
Yeah, especially because last year I definitely watched a lot that weren't very good. And for like the ones that were decent, they had something in it that made it stand out. Um, like because I've watched a couple this year too. Um, like I watched one last year where it was like he got reincarnated and then like the gods were just like made him super strong just because they were just like why not? Like let's just
Yeah.
make this guy strong. And like his whole time is like there's this banter between him and the gods. And like that was really fun because that was just like different. Was the show the most amazing thing I've ever seen? No, but like it was one of the ones where I enjoyed it a bit more because it had just had something that was like funny and fun that kept it
Mm.
going. Any of the izakais that take themselves too seriously, I just feel like are never that good.
Yeah. Like the only one that I gave it a pass, but just for the first season, is Rising of the Shield Hero.
Yes. Right, and Rising of the Shield Hero, we've determined we've given it the Attack on Titan treatment, where it's like just watch season 1, and then
You mean
that's the ocean. That's the
oh
ocean. That's the
yeah.
ocean. You say, all right, we're done here. Just like in season was it season 3 of Attack on Titan?
Yeah,
You
for
say
the good
that's
ending.
the end. That's the end, and it's good. That's what you do with solo
Although
with the not solo living shield hero. You say that's
yeah.
good. We're
At least
done.
with Attack on Titan though, like the stuff after is at least
Oh
it's
yeah.
bizarre, but at least it's good.
No,
The
yeah.
end, everything after season. I mean, a controversial opinion, but I don't like anything after season 1 of Shield Hero.
No, there's stuff that I can argue is actually decent, but there is so much stuff that's boring. I mean, like the fact that they started out with that really boring turtle arc just killed season 2, but the second
Yeah,
half is actually and season 3 I can't say anything. I was bored the whole time. The only thing I liked was the whale lady and that was it.
yeah, that's about it.
Season 4
And
is coming out though. Next season, Bill, you got to catch up. I
yeah, I'm
feel like
good.
I've committed too much time. I need to watch
You've
season
committed.
4.
I gave up on season 2, so
It's just so sad. Like that is one thing where I'm like, you know what? I didn't think season 3 was the best of slime, but it was not like Shield Hero where like it just sucks. Like it was good. It had issues.
yeah.
Um
Season
so
3 of Slime ends on a good note. Like
yes.
it ends in a place where you're like, okay, at least this is going somewhere. But yeah. So we think we'll wrap it up there. We'll probably do more revisits in the future, but I think
Yeah.
our next anime talk will probably be either a 3 films or an anime swap or a
Yeah.
full-on retrospective. I'm not
Well,
sure
it
yet.
might be fun to revisit Shield Hero and kind of do a discussion of like what went wrong. And maybe bring some friends along too because I know
Hmm.
we weren't the only people who were watching it and just got really like disappointed. That might
Yeah.
be a fun one to do.
We'll
Bring in
keep
the
that one
group.
in mind for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we'll wrap it up here. Once again, guys, thank you for joining us on Gaming Collecting. You
Wait,
can find
I want to say it. Thanks for joining us on Gaming and Collecting Podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcasting platforms, specifically Spotify, Apple Podcast, any others?
those are really the only ones that matter. I will say
Mostly
though,
those ones. And they're also on YouTube. You can listen on YouTube.
yeah, we're
Sometimes we have video ones for GNC, but not always.
yeah.
We
And then
also
of
are part
course,
of the Super Pod Network. I'm saying it this
well,
time. Shut up. No, just kidding. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, we're also part of the Super Pod Network. The super. How fucking dare you? The Superpod Network is a network of a bunch of people who do pods. Sound interesting? Most of them are centered around gaming and collecting. Uh,
well, we're the only gaming and collecting, and the collecting is a huge stretch. Um,
stay around gaming. There is there's one called the 3DO experience, and like I gotta say, it fucking sucks.
You've lost your privileges. Yeah, but you can find us all over there. All the shows. I don't even know where to go anymore. With that, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
I'm just kidding.
I'm sure you are.
It doesn't suck. It's great. I recommend everyone listen to it. There's an episode where like they ask for some fan questions, and someone asked a bunch of questions, and like they were really good questions. So you should tune in for that episode. Yeah. But it's like with this guy named Bill, and like he's okay. Like Bracklemore though, that's who has the content.
And on that note, everybody, we will see you all later.
No,